my AICE Media Studies class. To begin, my group and I did a film called Missing. A little synopsis would be, Vanity is a regular-looking girl that we see from her childhood. However, this turns out to not be the case. With a childhood surrounded by aggression, violence, and abandonment, Vanity develops an unhealthy obsession with the people and things she loves. She will do anything she has to do to keep them from being anywhere other than with her. In this film, we do explore a psychopathic girl who, like I said, grew up in a childhood full of violence and aggression because of her parents. Her father specifically, has shown signs of infidelity, and which is seen in the film by using a red bra, and you can hear the dialogue and everything. So, yeah, moving on. A little bit, this image just shows about a first day of filming. Basically, to the left we see the rig, which is what we use to stabilize our movement for the camera, because without it, our film would come out so shaky. So our group member Jeffrey went ahead and bought himself a rig so that we can use, and we've been using it for the past 3 films already, and it's been life-changing. On top of the rig, you see a mini light connected to it, which we honestly only used inside, because not even that much, because we decided to take advantage of the natural lighting in my house, and we decided to just use closed curtains, use some blinds to change this natural lighting that we got from the sun, which I will be speaking on further ahead. And then to the right, we see a little micro diffuser that we use for the outside scenes to stop some loud outside noises. And then the dolls that little Vanity will be playing with. So in these next few slides, I will be talking about the choices of clothing we decided to dress the characters as. To the very left side, we see Jeffrey, who plays the father in the film, in which he wasn't originally supposed to play the father. We were supposed to have another actor that we previously used in other films. However, this was a last-minute call, which I will be talking about further ahead. So for Jeffrey, we decided to dress him up in what we say in America, a typical wife-beater outfit, which includes a tank top and just sweatpants. The colors, we decided to dress him up in dark colors because we knew that we were going to have a bright red bra to really just pop out in the scene that we were filming them with, in which in the video it beautifully just stands out compared to the contrast with Noelia's clothing, who plays the mother, and Jeffrey. So yeah, that's a little bit on Jeffrey's part. Moving on to the center, which is Elena, who plays little Vanity. As a group, we decided to dress her up in bright colors. This is because bright colors will show her childhood innocence and just that childhood, that childlike attitude that she has, which will be drastically different from older Vanity's clothing, which I will show you in a few minutes. But yeah, turned out beautifully. She's holding her little dolls and she's making her serial killer face that she did amazing at. Moving on to the very right is Noelia, who plays the mother. Noelia was dressed in a very pastel yellow top, which was perfect because, again, we wanted to show that innocence in the mother. And yellow is especially pastel yellow is a really innocent, emotion showing color compared to Jeffrey's, which is just dark blue and black. Obviously then she's wearing just a sweatpants, monotone color sweatpants, and zip-up jacket. Although Noelia's shoes weren't really shown in the film, they had nothing to really do with her clothing. They were bright orange Crocs, but it was irrelevant. But yeah, again, I want to point out the bra and how it stands out compared to her clothing and Jeffrey's clothing, which was done on purpose because we wanted to show the infidelity that the father does. Moving on to older Vanity and her best friend Lexi. Lexi is seen here in a, again, bright yellow jacket, and you can't really see her shirt, but she was also wearing like a pattern pastel color top. So with Lexi, we wanted to show her innocence compared to Vanity, who is wearing dark black top, dark brown skirt, and like teared up tights, black shoes, and then on her nails you see a dark red color. That was purposely done to show violence through the red in her nails, black to show just her very dark side, I guess you can say, and then just the brown is just a monotone tone, because compared to her childhood Vanity, compared to little Vanity, it's a drastic change that we see. Floral pattern, colorful popping colors, to black, brown, and just teared up clothing. One thing that we did to challenge a little bit of the typical film world, I guess you can say, is that we decided to change it up a bit. When you think about serial killers or psychopathic films, we think of Jeffrey Dahmer or other serial killers, but we never really see any female psychopaths or serial killer films out there. So as a group, we were like, we don't want to do just a boring male, like every other film psychopath movie. We decided to do a female take on it, and I just thought it was very unique and just a little challenging, like it challenged the typical film environment. Another thing we kind of use is a little bit of male gaze, as we use the typical dominant male and that overpowers the female, and we show in the film how he literally just wants the mom to just take care of her child, and that's what her job is. So I thought that was pretty cool how we did that. So some technical things, I was actually put as the camera director this time due to Kat not being able to be present for our first day of filming. This was a great change from all the other films due to me usually just being the director and Kat being the camera director. So this was actually really fun. Here are pictures of just me trying to figure out the lighting, the shots that we're going to do, and just making sure everything is good and clear. Talking about a little bit of lighting, as you can see in this part and this part, we decided to take advantage of our natural lighting in my house, The little light that came with the rig didn't really do much other than just making the camera seem a little bit brighter, which was good. However, I decided to close the blinds to make this area of the parents fighting darker compared to Elena's side, which was open blinds, sun beaming in, and to show her brightness and like childhood figure. So that was one really cool thing about this. It was pretty challenging, honestly, since I wasn't really used to being the camera person, but it honestly turned out pretty good, if I could say so myself. Here's just a little video of our first day of filming, ending. It was very exciting and it went so smooth compared to our previous films. And yeah, that was just a little happy note. So for some creative things that we had to come up with for our film, for our outside scenes, which was the next older Vanity scenes, we forgot to have a reflector. We practiced with a reflector in school, but we didn't ask to borrow it from our teachers. So as a group, Juan and I actually thought about how we can make a DIY reflector, and we decided to use this little pan cover and foil paper. And so basically what we did was wrap it, and it honestly worked just as well as an actual real reflector. I thought that was really cool, and it was a nice way of showing the use of our house items to add to our film. Another thing we did was the missing dog poster. We decided to make two, and to take this opportunity of showing the missing dog filter to use it as a time stamp. Basically, we did a match cut, and then we also did a match cut to an old, rusted dog picture to show that time has passed. And I thought this was a genius idea. I'm pretty sure Kat or Juan or Jeffrey, one of them came up with it, and it turned out beautifully in the film. And yeah, it was just, that's my dog in the picture, and it came out great. So in our film, we had to cut out a lot of scenes due to the time frame being so difficult to compete with. 2 minutes is not a lot. It's challenging to work with, especially with a big plot like this one. So these are just 2 scenes that we just had to cut out due to the time being over 2 minutes. It was just a walking scene of Lexi and Vanity, which would show a little bit more intimate, would show them a little bit more intimate with each other and them just walking to the fronts. And then this is another one just to show again the intimacy that they had between them. But yeah, these two shots just show how difficult it is to just fit everything into just under 2 minutes. And over the whole year of doing films and practicing this 2 minute timeline, it hasn't gotten easier, I would say. It's just, you get carried away and you want to put so much into the film to make it just even better than it is, that you just have to still cut out things. But yeah, moving on to some bloopers. We recorded in a public bathroom, and here's just me waiting for the dryer to go off because I accidentally kept on pressing it, and people actually kept on coming into the bathroom because we were at a local park, and so we would have to leave every 5 minutes to just let people use the bathroom. And again, it was weird because Juan and Jeffrey were in the women's bathroom, so many parents and their children looked at us very weird. However, after we got time to record our final scenes, it turned out well, and compared to other films, this one went by the smoothest. The software that we always use for our editing is called iMovie. Not only is it because it is easy to use, but it's also just an iPhone product, and so we can automatically just edit from our phones. Juan, being the main editor, always says how easy and how much he learned compared to the beginning film to now to operate this app. And honestly, all of our films are edited with this, and they come out pretty good. In conclusion, I believe that this film is a film that shows our big improvements compared to the very first film that we did in the beginning of the year. Not only is the lighting well thought out, but the shots are also really thought out compared to how we did in the beginning films. In this film, we decided to use a storyboard, and the storyboard actually helped us keep on track instead of just randomly deciding on the spot what type of shots to film, like a medium shot, a long shot, a close shot, or a eye level point of view. It kept everything in the schedule so much cleaner than it just being messy. And I honestly believe that was one of our greatest improvements. Something that we still need to improve on is our scheduling. Everybody's schedule had difficulties to do this film due to personal issues and everything. However, I believe that if we would have thought this out ahead of time and started filming earlier, and it would have gave us time to reshoot things, because I believe that for some scenes there could have been some reshooting to just even make the film perfect, because not everything is perfect, but I feel like we could have gotten closer to than what it is now. I still believe that our final film, shows so much improvement compared to the first, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you.